In Kingdom Hearts, Riku has been a keyblade wielder who has been tormented by darkness for his entire life. For many years, it seemed no path he could take led him away from his tormented heart. Every road brought him back to submitting to evil, being corrupted, and losing his identity. But how did Riku begin going down this dark road, and how did he eventually get off it? Hello, I'm Isaac from Wotso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. I'm focused on spreading the magic of Disney, so to do that today, I'm going to be breaking down the backstory of the Kingdom Hearts character, Riku. By the way, if you'd like to learn more about Riku after the video, I provided all of the links to the games and the resources I used in the description. Kingdom Hearts is a game series I jumped into many years ago because I was looking for the opportunity to explore Disney worlds and interact with beloved characters. But because of the story and the new and unique individuals I met, I learned there was much more to love in this world. The story, I will admit, is extremely complicated and intricate, but what comes from that is fascinating looks into how characters deal with long and difficult struggles and their inevitable growth. I think one of the most compelling tales in all of Kingdom Hearts is the story of Riku. Riku's tale begins on a secluded world where he was born and raised, the Destiny Islands. It is here Riku became best friends with another boy named Sora, who he would play with and constantly compete against, and where he would begin to long to experience worlds beyond his islands. If you'd like to see my video all about Sora's backstory, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. From the very beginning of Riku's life, he was strong, resilient, and mature, and these traits were recognized early on by someone who could provide him with a purpose and power that would change his destiny. At the age of 5, Riku comes into contact with a keyblade wielder named Terra. After feeling drawn to the boy, seeing a vision of his future self, and feeling satisfied with the boy's longing for power, Terra submits Riku to the keyblade inheritance ceremony. By going through this ritual, Riku was bestowed with the ability to one day wield a keyblade of his own. Riku was given the means to protect his friends and someday leave his world. A year later, a mysterious girl named Kairi appeared on the islands from another world, was adopted by the mayor, and then befriended by Sora and Riku. They would discover hidden areas of the islands, played all across the tropical terrain, and would open up and discuss what they wanted in their lives. They were loyal, dedicated, and cared for one another like nothing else. The trio were, and forever would be, best friends. Throughout their childhoods, Riku and his friends desired to understand and experience life beyond their small islands. They wanted to see all of the worlds, realize their purpose, and discover it all together. 10 years after Riku was given the power to one day wield a keyblade, the three friends desperately long to leave their island, so they decide to finally search for the new worlds that lie beyond their shores by building a raft.
Just sitting here won't change a thing. It's the same old stuff. So let's go.
Riku, Sora, and Kairi construct their raft, but on the night before they are about to disembark, Riku recklessly and impulsively traverses into a secret cave and unlocks the door to the outside world. Darkness invades the islands, causing a storm and monsters called Heartless to begin to swallow the world. Sora does come after Riku to save him from the destruction occurring all around them, but Riku sees the darkness as an opportunity. Riku allows his obsession to escape his world to supersede his desire to preserve the light in his heart, his first big misstep. He begins to embrace darkness so that he could venture to the worlds beyond.
There's no turning back, but this may be our only chance. We can't let fear stop us. I'm not afraid of the darkness.
After passing through the corridor of darkness, Riku is separated by his friends and arrives in a world called Hollow Bastion. Here, the villain Maleficent begins to corrupt Riku's heart further and slowly convinces him he should turn against Sora and his new friends. Riku grows in strength during his time with Maleficent and begins to assist her in her heinous plans to open the door to darkness, which attracts the attention of Sora. When Sora eventually comes to confront and stop Maleficent and Riku with the Kingdom Key in hand, Riku tears the Keyblade away from Sora. Riku was the one destined to wield the Keyblade, and now, because of Maleficent, his heart was stronger, leading the Kingdom Key to choose the boy who was falling to darkness. But that strength from darkness would not leave him in the good graces of the Keyblade for long. Sora goes after Riku even without the weapon, realizing his true strength does not come from the keyblade, but his connections to his friends. Sora had a unique, determined, strong, and connected heart that was ready to fight for those he cared for in the light. And for these reasons and his willingness to be independent from the power of the keyblade, even though the Kingdom Key was initially going to choose Riku to be its wielder, it decides in that moment to forever be with Sora. Even though Riku could still call upon the Soul Eater Keyblade, he felt ashamed and defeated because he lost the Kingdom Key. Desperate to grow stronger still, the heart of Ansem's Seeker of Darkness convinces him he only has one option.
It's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. Let your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
Out of anger and jealousy, Riku allows his heart to fall deeper into darkness still, a choice he would be forced to live with for many years to come. By submitting to darkness, Riku allowed himself to become a being that was suitable to be a dark vessel for Ansem's heart. Riku's fall to darkness gave Ansem the opportunity to take control of Riku's body and latch onto his heart. In an instance, Riku's struggle for power became a war for his being. Sora does fight and defeat Ansem, which allows Riku to have possession of his body again, but he would be tormented by Ansem and the darkness for long after, as he attempts to turn back towards the light. After being lost in the realm of darkness, Riku follows his heart to Castle Oblivion, where he comes into contact with a replica version of himself who embraces his darkness, and the remnants of Ansem that live within him. Although Riku attempts to only resist the darkness since he is scarred from succumbing to it before, a wise girl named Namine assures him he could not fade from light or darkness. Both are a part of who he is, and neither should be feared. Riku then decides to release and confront Ansem and is able to defeat him, but Ansem insists he will return. An uncontrollable darkness still lived within Riku, but he is ready to attempt to keep moving forward while forging his own path.
I'm taking the middle road. It's the road to dawn.
Although Riku was able to escape Castle Oblivion, Sora, who had also explored that place, was left broken and in need of a deep sleep. To help his friend wake, Riku aligns with a man named Ansem the Wise. Together, the two work to recover Sora, but as they do this, Riku's darkness continues to be wrestled with and feels uncontrollable. He knows Ansem still festers in his heart and struggles with living with that evil he took in. In an attempt to lie to himself on who he is and how he received his tormented heart, Riku resists by wearing a cloth over his eyes. As Sora's awakening approached, Ansem the Wise realized they needed the memories of Sora that lived within the entity known as Roxas. So, Riku goes after the boy. Riku enters the realm of darkness and corners Roxas in the world that never was. Riku fights Roxas furiously and loses over and over, but he knows he has to bring that boy in to save his best friend. To save Sora, Riku removes the cloth from his eyes and allows Ansem to come forth from his heart, transforming his body into that of the Seeker of Darkness. Roxas was then defeated, and Sora was able to wake, but Riku was now entrapped and suffering in the body of Ansem. Riku continued to assist Sora and Ansem the Wise alone and from afar, even in his state, though soon he would be free. After living in the body of Ansem, in the fallout of an explosion from a device meant to encrypt hearts into data, Riku's heart is altered, which allows his true form to be revealed. Riku had dealt with his choice to succumb to darkness ever since he allowed it to happen. He had to face the tormenting darkness in his heart, the cold grip of Ansem, and learn to find the balance between the forces within him. And now that he had restored his true form, he could finally use everything he learned to assist the light. As a strong keyblade wielder with a balance of light and darkness within his heart, Riku would be able to face the dark forces that lay ahead with confidence and become a keyblade master, all because he walked out of the road to darkness. This video was brought to you by these wonderful fun people over on Patreon. To become a patron to get to do cool monthly events and get exclusive merchandise, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description. This week I have been enjoying the long-awaited Kingdom Hearts 3, so I used that excitement for this new game to make these Sora and Riku backstory videos. Diving into these stories brings on a lot of great memories and really makes me feel like a kid, so I really appreciate you letting me share these topics with you, and I hope you enjoyed them. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, then make sure to share this video, and let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to stay up to date with when I post here on YouTube, I'd love if you subscribed. Finally, Thanks for watching and have a magical day.